In this video, I'm gonna show you step by step how to configure a live streaming setup for churches that completes the trifecta. What is the trifecta? It's affordable, it's simple, and yet it still looks amazing. Well, hey there, I'm Brady Shearer. This is Pro Church Tools, and we're here to help your church navigate the biggest communication shift in 500 years. So if we're just meeting for the first time, consider subscribing, turn on notifications so you're the first to know when we drop new content. And if you like the topic of this video, give it a thumbs up because then I'll know you like it, which gives me intel on if we should make more videos like this in the future. Now, in this video, we're gonna talk about gear setups for live streaming. And if you don't understand the ins and outs of how a live stream is meant to work, and by that I mean encoders, switchers, SDI, HDMI, all that stuff, I've put together a separate video called the Dummies Guide to Live Streaming for Churches, so make sure to watch that to ensure that you've got a big picture understanding of how this is all meant to work together. Now, the gear. The cheapest live stream setup for churches. Let's start with the cheapest overall option, your mobile device. That's right, you can stream directly to platforms like Facebook or Instagram from your phone. Now, you probably already know this, and you might be thinking right now, why am I watching a YouTube video on cheap live stream options for my church that look awesome, and this guy is telling me to use my phone? I knew that already.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
So let's talk about a couple of ways to upgrade this setup. First, the video quality coming out of your smartphone is pretty decent. The audio quality, however, is not. You know, the mic within your phone, it's really only passable as long as you keep the speaker within about an arm's reach, but this is of course not doable in a church setting, and that doesn't even take into account the band and the worship music. So here's a reasonably cheap solution for this, the Rode Wireless Go system. Here's how to set it up. First, take the Rode Wireless Go transmitter, the part of the system that wirelessly sends audio, and plug it into an audio output on your church's soundboard. So here, I'm just using a little Behringer mixer as a placeholder, and it has a 1/4 inch output. So I've got a 1/4 inch to 3.5 mil adapter, and then a basic 3.5 mil cable that runs into the Rode Wireless Go transmitter. Now, take the Rode Wireless Go receiver, the part of the system that wirelessly receives audio, and plug that into your mobile device. Importantly, I'm using a Rode SC7 cable to do this, and then I've got the iPhone 11 here, so I also need a 3.5 mil to lightning port adapter because Apple, you may not need that if your phone has a headphone jack already. I'm then gonna use this Zuma smartphone mount to secure my phone on a mic stand, and now I've got a stable shot with quality video and quality audio, and the overall cost for this was just about $250. Now, that assumes you already have the phone and a mic and a soundboard and a music stand, which are most things churches do already have. Let's talk about a second option now, because if you're willing to spend a bit more, you can get dramatically better looking live streams, which makes this also a great time to talk about the word I've chosen to use in the title of this video, cheap, because it is of course a highly subjective term with no concrete definition really, and what you think is affordable is almost certainly different from thousands of others that will see this video. So to help provide a baseline for this, here's how I'm using the word cheap in this video. I'm looking objectively at what the cost of live stream production used to be versus what it is right now, because it is an amazing time to be creating digital content. Camera manufacturers are in an all-time arms race to outdo each other with their products, and who benefits from that? You and I. And there is no better example I can think of for this than the setup I'm about to show you right now. So let's start with the camera. It's the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K from Blackmagic Design. Costs about $1,300 USD and is, in my opinion, the ultimate video camera for churches because it excels in both live production and cinema style video. So it's a 2-in-1 camera. How do you live stream with it? Well, the main issue we need to solve is getting the camera connected to a computer so we can get the video out of this camera and then upload it to the internet for streaming. Here's how to do that. First, you'll plug an HDMI cable into the HDMI port on the camera, and you'll then plug that into a capture device. So here I'm using the Elgato Camlink 4K. So the HDMI cable goes in one side, and then the USB on the other goes into the USB port of your computer. I've got a MacBook Air here that only has USB-C ports, so I'm using an adapter. You may not need that. And now your Pocket 4K camera will appear as a webcam, and you can use this for Facebook Live or YouTube, or upgrade to a free tool like OBS for a more advanced setup, or Ecamm Live, which I like a lot, but is a paid tool. A couple more things we've got to think about with our setup here though, most importantly, audio. Now, the Pocket 4K does have a 3.5mm audio input, so you could use the same audio setup here that I showed you earlier using that Rode Wireless Go system, but I wouldn't recommend that because the Pocket 4K also has a mini XLR input, which will give you higher quality. So ideally here, you'd run XLR out of your church's soundboard, get a little XLR to XLR mini converter, and then run that into the Pocket 4K camera. Finally, let's talk about lenses. The Pocket 4K comes with a micro 4/3 mount on it, but it does not come with a lens. I'd recommend the Panasonic 35 to 100mm f2.8 lens, a great option and will work with a variety of different setups. Depending on how far your camera is from your church's stage, this will work for anywhere between 20 and 60 feet to give you a nice full shot of the stage. So what is the overall cost of this configuration? Well, again, assuming your church has a computer, soundboard, and microphone, we're looking at about $2,500 here. So about 10 times the cost of the previous option, which may not qualify as cheap or affordable for you, but will for some. And what's truly amazing is that the quality of live stream that this setup can produce would have cost dramatically more just a few short years ago. And if you're looking for ways to make this kind of setup even more affordable, something you can do is go to Elgato Camlink's webpage and find their list of supported cameras. You could easily cut the cost of this setup in half by going with a different camera or lens. Just make sure it's supported by the capture device that you're using. Lastly, I've got one more option for you, and this truly is the cheapest option for live streaming. Don't live stream. Instead, take advantage of the YouTube Premiere and Facebook Premiere options. This is a feature that allows you to upload and schedule pre-recorded videos to then broadcast live on your Facebook page or YouTube channel. You'll still get the live chat and interaction capabilities of a live stream, but you won't have to worry about the intricacies of orchestrating an actual live production. It's frankly the best option for many churches. It's lower stress and cuts down considerably on cost. The trade-off is that it's more work ahead of time, probably with editing and filming and exporting, but if you are looking for the cheapest option, that would be the one. So there you have it, affordable options for live streaming at your church on a sliding scale from free all the way up to about $2,500. Importantly, each of these setups will look good and sound good, and none of them are overly complex. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, not the video, give it to me, because I need that validation and I worked hard on this. Also, subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications because we've got plenty more content on live streaming to come. And lastly, make sure to follow me on Instagram. It's just my name, @BradyShearer. If you want to get in touch with me personally, that's the best place to do it. And we're gonna be giving away a ton of live streaming gear over the coming weeks, and the best place to stay up to date on those giveaways is my Instagram. So join us over there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.